Hi guys, right, some really strange news for you today. Recently, and I'll give you the date in a minute, there's been a strange death in Japan connected to sort of samurai katanas, things like that. So what happened is on the 15th of February 2016 in Tokyo near Ueno, in this building here, a 30-year-old man, yet unnamed, I'm sure he will be named, 30-year-old man was taking part in a stage fighting group. You know, these people who act in the sort of like the Japanese plays type thing, and they act with fake swords. In fact, most iaido in Japan is done with a blunt sword, and you know, I know they do test cutting, but it's quite difficult to purchase live blades in Japan, or there's a rigmarole behind it anyway. So my point being is they're practicing with very, very blunt blades. But what happened is they were practicing. It seems that the session had calmed down, and over in the corner in this dojo, here's a picture of the dojo. So he died a couple of days after that, or the day after that picture. Sorry, the day before that picture. And it seems he was just on his own. Nobody saw what happened, but they heard a moan come from the corner. And then when they looked round, he'd impaled himself on the katana, a blunt katana. Of course, the end's sharp enough, I think, to impale. He's moaning, and he was impaled on the katana, kneeling down, and I think he was taken to hospital at that point, and he died 2 to 3 hours later in the afternoon. And then, you know, this only happened a few days ago from when I'm filming this. So what you have here is a very safe environment with not very dangerous weapons, and a guy has died. It hasn't been released yet whether he stabbed himself or, which is very, very doubtful. I think it's assumed he's probably fell on the blade and it's impaled him and he's died. So just to keep you up to date, however, in classic Japanese style, they have made a cartoon-esque manga animation of the death and put it on the news. If you've ever lived in Japan, or if you've ever not lived in Japan, it's a crazy place at times. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 links below. The first link is to this crazy explanation of how it happened, but when he dies, it shows the time he dies, and his body in animation goes red, boop, 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 death, You're like, what is going on in that country? And then the second one is a news broadcast. But my question, it brings a question up, is should we care when someone dies like that? Now, let me explain that. When I was a kid, I used to jump in rivers, swim in rivers, jump in the sea, swim in the sea, and very occasionally, probably once a year, it'd be like someone's died in the river, or someone's died from falling off a roof. I remember as a kid, a guy died falling off a roof. And so the question being is, later on, everybody was, don't swim in here, don't climb on here, don't do this, anti that, and don't do it. And you're like, okay. So the question I've got to you guys, which I want you to write in the comments, is it okay to do dangerous things and accept a very, very small minority or a very, very small percentage of deaths? Or should we stop doing all these things and so there's no deaths ever, but nobody gets the fun of doing it? What do you think? What's your opinion? Because I think it's quite an important issue, because you get people like, oh, if you practice with live blades, you'll kill yourself. But this guy was practicing with a blunt blade and killed himself. So yeah, of course you can kill yourself with a live blade, kill yourself with a blunt blade. The question is, should we accept those minimal deaths, or should we totally ban everything? What do you think?